Hi, my name is Sasha, and today I'll tell you why Disney princesses are dead and Encanto is a new beginning for Disney cartoons. Let's begin with a little deep dive into history of cartoons made by Disney. So, as far as I know, there are two types of cartoons made by Disney. First type is basically cartoons made for everyone, family friendly, with characters of both genders and with characters who get their development, but there are main characters such as Big Hero 6. We know that there is a hero and hero gets his main development, but there are other characters of other genders and we can pick there, we can choose who is our main interest here. And it's about basically all these cartoons made for everyone. That's what I mean by this term. And another type of cartoons is cartoons made specifically for girls. And by that I mean that Disney made it because he was trying to target this auditory of girls who are trying to learn themselves, trying to see princesses inside of them. And that's what we are talking about. The thing is that we can basically see three types of Disney princesses that show us that Disney princesses have its end. We won't look at them all the time. And this little sign was Beauty and the Beast, because Belle started to read, started to have her opinion, even if her main idea in the end was still helping to save a man. Not that good man, as we know. And then we get a list of strong women, like Pocahontas. At the same time, we can say that Pocahontas wasn't that good, because she was affected by men a lot. And I always mix it for some reason. Pocahontas was affected by men a lot, and it's not that good for representation because society needed those strong women, but Disney wasn't ready to create those strong women. And when we go to Mulan, Mulan is a strong woman who got her fame, got her everything, but in the end everyone is still happy that she gets cool man. I mean, he's a cool man. I was so in love with him. We get our representation of women in cartoons, and we have three eras. First era, I can call it era of Aurora. And in Russian we call her Aurora, but I bet you have different type of pronouncing it. So, anyways, we have with this Aurora era, and this era is basically about women who needs to be saved or need to save men, not because it's another extra option in their life to save a good man, but because it's the main idea for her, such as Ariel. I love Ariel, absolutely. Music is amazing, it's like a piece of art. But at the same time, we know that Ariel is basically a girl who sacrificed her voice for a man in order to save him. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. Then we get Beauty and the Beast as the beginning of second phase, because Belle is basically a new vision of woman in Disney company. This woman gets her opinion. She can reject one of the main men in her village, and at the same time she still saves her man, who is basically, if we can talk about Beast, are you sure that he is a lot different from her first person who tried to, hook up with her? I'm not sure. I mean, he became a beast for a reason. So, yeah. After that, we get a short period of cartoons that are connected mostly with men who are stronger than women, but woman is still strong and she works for getting this man. It's about Pocahontas I'm talking here. After that, we start to get beautiful representation of relationships. It shows us the development of Disney, and at this moment everyone can see this development, and it starts with Mulan. Mulan makes amazing representation of man and of relationships in general, because here we get amazing boy Li Shan. Naveen after that comes with Li Shan for me, because both of them get their development. Both of them start to work to become better, same as woman does. And at this point Disney slowly goes to the idea that these movies have to show that boys have to work as well. Relationships is about two people, and it's amazing because at this point it's the beginning of Disney developing at the same time as society does. Another thing that Princess and the Frog give us is the idea of not getting classic Disney princesses in the future. They are trying out this idea of not giving us classic princess that has a particular crown or a particular kingdom to rule. We get just a woman, and that's the beginning of new adventure. Even if we get Tangled right after, we know that after that we get Frozen with not princess but queen Elsa, and Anna who becomes queen as well. At this moment we understand that Disney princesses are developing, same as society does, but they are not the same anymore. They are not princesses in a classic way. They doesn't have crowns such as Tiana. Tiana doesn't have it at all. Elsa rejects having crown, and she isn't princess at all. She's a queen in the first place. And after that, we don't get princesses who has something to rule particularly. They are more about ruling their life, ruling something metaphorical, such as Moana. Now we come to the idea of Disney changing completely. And the main reason for that is changing of the main composer. Who is main composer? It's the person who works on the most of movies created by Disney. I mean, we have other composers working on different projects, such as if we talk about Mulan, they were working with different composers, but the main composer of most of movies were Alan Menken. He was working on Aladdin, Ralph, Tangled, Princess and the Frog, and etc. because he was the main for Disney, and Disney is all about songs. But then everything has changed with coming of Moana, with coming of Moana, because then we have seen Lin Manuel Miranda for the first time at Disney, and it led us to a new beginning for it. Alan Menken was working as a person who gives you background music in the first place, and I can tell it by the fact that Lin Manuel Miranda works with Disney movies as person who creates musicals. Why is that? So we can take this song, I don't remember the title of this song, but it's like, Isabella, your boyfriend's here, time for dinner. You know what I mean, like this part of Camilla, and you remember the whole song. So the thing is, this song wouldn't work out without lyrics. Why is that? So we can see multiple characters talking, and it creates this messy atmosphere of multiple things trying to begin, this messy thing in their brains, because everyone has their own experience of working, own things to fix in their lives. While if we talk about Alan Menken, he was using his songs as person who creates background. We can take this song from Tangled, When Will My Life Begin? You know his song, absolutely. And this song, it was showing us that Rapunzel is working daily with the same things, but we can just take background music without lyrics. We still will understand that Rapunzel does the same thing every time she sees these lanterns on her walls, and this lanterns picture that she needs this adventure with this particular lanterns. And in that case, Lin Manuel Miranda gives more development in music. Disney can't put new princesses at the same list as the old ones. So the last princess that managed to get into the main list was Rapunzel, because they put Elsa and Anna on the other circle because they were too afraid to not sell other princesses. So they are not part of this like club of princesses. Even if in Ralph they put them together, they never sell toys of Elsa in the same series as toys of Rapunzel or toys of Snow White, because they are scared that other toys won't be sold. And after that, Moana is not put in this list as the same. then the same will go with Encanto movies. And the same will go with further movies, because they can't put them in the list after this huge gap, saying, oh, you know, we created Princess and she's in the list. Like Ryan the Dragon won't be in the list the same, because of the same particular reason. They created this gap that some princesses aren't included in this club. And because of that, they can't put new princesses in this list, because these days in our brain it's about nostalgia more than about being princess in general. The point is that these days society needs psychological development. Well, princesses were created in order to not get psychological development or show us that people have problems. They were created in order to show us particular story and how princess fights in this story and how she gets beautiful man. We can tell by Encanto, by Frozen, by Ryan the Dragon, by Ralph as well, that these days society doesn't need this particular same plot that we get with princesses. So they can't really create princesses these days. They can't put it on the same list because society won't watch it. They will, and they'll get a lot of shitty reviews for this. Disney tried to create new princess, and that's why I can tell that princesses are dead. And this princess is Sophia the Beauty. I will show her here. I don't know her name in English, but I bet she's Sophia. And she's connected with princesses. She gets this connection with them. She can talk with them and communicate with them. But they can't put her in the list, even if she's like connected with them. That's the whole point of her series, that she has this opportunity to speak to princesses who help her, and they appear Rapunzel and Elsa and everyone appear here in order to help her. And it's a very important thing, because we can see that Disney shows us different types of characters. And these days, when we get representation of multiple psychological problems, I have seen this comparison of many projects with Encanto, like, oh, Encanto shows us psychological problems but with Disney charm, like this way. And it's a very important thing. And these days, people are struggling to get orientations representation, LGBTQ community representation. I hope I get this right by saying orientations, because in Russia we say it like this, and I don't know if it works for America or for Britain or for other English-speaking countries. So now we can say thank you to our dearest Lin Manuel Miranda for creating for us new universe of Disney, and for working on development of it in order to create something really beautiful, to represent more people, to show us more different feelings that we can feel, and we are allowed to feel. That is more important. And we are thankful to Disney for killing Disney princesses. Not because I hate them, not because something besides that, but because we don't need them now. Our society needs real people to be shown, real problems to be shown, and real things that help us to live this life. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you had fun watching this video and looking at the way texts, lyrics, people affect Disney. And I hope that you follow me and look what I will do later. See you! Haven't read it and you kinda stupid. Damn it, you can never undo, kinda stupid. Not putting all the cages in the zoo, kinda stupid. Truly, you didn't think it through, kinda stupid.